Right, all I've done is I've wrote a vertical line across there. That's called my horizon line. Right, I'm going to wet entire page. We go straight across like that. Not because it's only cartridge paper. I'm going to do it gently like that. Just I keep redipping my brush. That's pretty much saturated, and I've done it gently, so that should be good. Right, I think that I'm probably done with that brush for now. Right, let's have a look. Let's mix up a nice sort of creamy colour. If you've got some raw umber, or is it raw umber, or yellow ochre, then use that. I ain't got none, ran out, so I'm just mixing my own sort of thing. So it's just a creamy colour. Oh, I've done that with light red. I've got some light red in my palette, what's like a brownish red. Just let me take that to about, this is going to be a beach here. Yeah, I've got some light red and mixed it with yellow. That's how I've got that colour. So light red. If you're not sure what light red is, it's not what it sounds like. It's not actually a light red. It's a browny red. Put a bit more in there. That's going to be my beach there. Yeah, that's looking quite nice to me. Right, wash that brush out. I'm going to come in now with cerulean blue. It's one of my favourite blues. Not very good for washing out though. If you want to wipe some back out once it's dried, it's pretty much tough because it don't like washing itself back out. It likes to stop where it is. I'll tell you what might not be a bad idea. Stick my picture that way so my paint drips. I want my paint to drip across, so I've stuck it that way. There. That's looking quite good at that. Pop some in here as well. Some in from here. If you can see that lump there, it's done that thick line there. I'm avoiding that. That's we're using cheap paint actually, but I'm going to just avoid that because all I'll do with that is flick that off now when it's done. Although I'm going to put some, let me put some of that in here for me. Water. So some of that in there for some water. Look. There. That's my water. I've gone a bit wobbly. Try and keep it straight. Try and keep it straight. You don't want a wobbly line. Something like that. It's not looking bad. I want this cream and blue to fade into each other, you see. Right, now, a bit of purple. Same again, if you've got some ready mixed purple, that'll do job. If you've got like some purple in a tube, that'll do job, that'll work brilliant. If you haven't, just mixed a really bright red and like a cobalt or an ultramarine blue, something like that, that'll give you a nice purple. And some sort of ready red. I tell you, a good red to use for mixing purple is an alizarin crimson. If you ain't got that, just do what you've got. If you get a bit of a mucky purple, what looks nothing like this, it's just going to look more realistic. So don't think, oh, I can't paint that picture, can't get the right purple what he's got. It ain't got to be exactly the same as this purple. You can quite easily mix a purple with some other colour. A lot of people, in fact I do it as well, I add this sort of yellow ochre colour into my purple to dull it so it don't look too bright. But just stuck it in bright on this one, so that's what I mean. You ain't got to think, oh, that's no good, can't do that one, can't get that purple, not going to matter. Right, so this is all wet in wet, my paper's still all wet. Let's try it that way. And that's what I'm after. That's looking quite good to me. I think I'll just leave that at that. I think I'll just bring that down now and start getting ready to paint my next bit. Hopefully this will be alright. Or should I get it dry so it don't do out daft? I do fancy having it that way for a bit. See if it'll move back that way. Right, I've got it that way, but I think I'm going to paint. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. While it's that way, just want my paint to drip back this way a bit. Just that bit of moisture what's left in it. But I'll tell you what, I'll bring it right up at that angle so it drips even more. Right, but while it's at that angle, there's no really to stop me popping in now my background hills in here. So I'll pop them in while my thing's sideways. I'm sorry you can't see the whole thing what I'm doing, but you'll get the gist on it. Coffee. Beautiful. It's like I'm sponsored by coffee or something. Right, I'm not. Right, so now what I'm going to do, this background hill, I'm going to mix that cream colour, that purple colour, that blue colour, and just keep dabbing about between all three. So I need to mix some more of that cream colour up actually. We're running low on it. So just mix a bit more of that up. There, that's nice. I'll go in with that first. So I've put my finger in it. Don't stick your finger in it, that's what I've just done. So coming in with this cream colour here. I'll have a bit more there. I'll have a bit up there. Like that. There. Right, now let's go into purple. So I'm going to go into purple, but I haven't washed my brush, so it'll be slightly muckier purple than that in that sky. But that's sand. So I'll come in there like that, blending it in. I'll come up there like that. See how it's just that slight bit muckier. Then I'm going to go into that blue without washing my brush. So some of this may well end up looking a bit green. Come into there, but I'm not bothered, because it's all going to blend round and give me some nice colours. Then I'm going to go back into that purple again. Back into there with that. Back up there like that. I'm just making this up. And then I'm going back into that cream colour and soften it all in with that. That's it. I'll just add a tiny bit of blue on that bit up there. That's it. I think that's looking pretty good. Same with that. I want all these colours to run. So I'll leave it. I want to move that. I think I might leave it. I want all these colours to run into each other. So it might not be a bad idea to tip it back that way now and let them run back down this way a bit. Right, while I'm doing that, I suppose I can start adding a bit more sea in, I think. Same with sea, I'll add a few of these colours in. In fact, I tell you what, I'm going to come from this top bit here and put that cream colour in and let that cream dribble into my sea. So I'm going to wash my brush and mix up some more of that creamy colour. Light red and yellow. That's perfect. Slightly more yellow for now, and I might do another coat in a bit where I put slightly more red in just to take it darker, and then I might do even another coat after that. But see how it's all dripping down? That's what I want, this wet drippy paint. I'm going to bring it out round to here, round to there like that, round there, and then I'm going to touch that blue into it. And hopefully it'll all drip down into one. So I'm washing my brush again now into my cerulean blue, and I'm going to bring my cerulean blue up here like this, up here, and dip it in like that. Just dip it in. In fact, I'm going to go up beyond where I should be, if you know what I mean. So it looks like there's bits of wet going up both ways. The cream's coming into this, the blue's going into that. Take that all the way across. Don't matter if this colour drips into it, it's not going to matter because it's like a bit of a reflection, so that's okay. I'll add a bit of purple in because there's purple in that sky, so I can add a bit of purple in about there like that. That's it. Lovely. And then I don't wash my brush, but I'm going straight into that cream again. Dabbed a bit of cream in that middle as well. Right, so that, keep getting little blobs with that blue. That looks like now probably getting about ready for a dry. Let's say a dry. turn it back to the way just while I'm drying it. May as well have a bit of it coming back that way just while I dry it. I'll get it back straight in a minute. I'm just going gentle with it for now, and then whack it up. Point now where I need to be sitting back and having a look and thinking, right, flick all the bits off that bit there. Oh no, it's done a mark. It don't matter. I don't think I actually stand out that much. This is a bit now where you just sit back and have a look and think, right, what else do I need? So I think if I thicken this bit up here and then recess it back, that'll work good, I think. So I'll do that. Sky don't look at all these blobs here where the paint's sort of run. It's I quite like that. Looks quite nice. I said it before, watercolour does what it wants. You may as well just let it crack on and do what it wants. It's a waste of time arguing, falling out with your watercolour paint, because it ain't going to take no notice on you. Right, let's have a look what we've got. I've actually got the blue on my brush, so I'm going to go into my C first, just because I've got the blue on my brush. Right, I'm just going to thicken this up. Just come in like that, create some wavy like looking things, and right, let's get a bit of blue on this brush, a bit more blue. Yeah, so it's a bit like that. I think I might leave it that thinner colour towards the end. There, that's not bad, is it? No. Obviously there'll be less back there. It's further away, you're going to see less of it. Right, let's get a bit of popple on here, because there's some popple in this sky. Let's stick a bit of popple in. There we are. Mix that, just dip into a bit of water to soften it a bit, and bring that across there, into there. That's it. It don't matter if it blends into that, that's cool. In fact, let's have now, let's get into that yellow. I forgot to wash my brush, I've gone straight into it. I can't see no purple in my mix actually. Right, I've gone a stronger brown colour now. I'll come into here with that and just get some stronger stuff in here, and that can blend in with that. Go across there into here. Come slightly down if you want, slightly down like that, because this bit would be slightly uphill, and that's why water goes in the low bit, you see. You don't get water on like going uphill, if you know what I mean. There, that's nice. So bring that into there, and then I'm going to have some of that. Seeing as there's some in the middle there, I'm going to have a bit of that colour reflecting in my sea as well. Just a little bit, not much. A little bit. Right, let's get some more. A bit more cerulean blue on, I think. Just blend that in with that bit what I just did. Yeah. Oh, that's looking nice. Across there, into there. A tad more of that purple. Just a few bits of that in there like that. That's nice. That's enough purple. Into there. And a bit more of that cream. I'll blend back over this way. So these two colours soften into each other. Right, you know what? I think I'm going to tip that. Let's tip it this way first. Same again, just get these colours to flow a bit. So I'll tip that way, and then I can get some dark colours into this sand. You know what? Let's try a bit of, let's go a little bit, it's this light red in my mix, let's go a little bit of light red on its own, on this close-up bit, and then I'm going to just dab into a tiny bit of purple, or some extra dark bits, and then a tiny bit of that cerulean blue for a couple of just shadowy bits and that in this front. So I'm using all same colours all the time, so this painting's going to sit dead well with itself. There, that's looking nice, isn't it? Oh, I don't want to blow my own trumpet, but don't that look nice? I've been thinking about, watched a bit of a thing the other day about transplants. I've been thinking about transplants. You know, like when something wears out in your body, did you know that they can transplant if someone's died but their bits are still alright, you can transplant them. I only found that out the other day. I've seen some things like, let me, I think I'm gonna dry that, just because you don't want, not if this were me, I'd let that dry naturally. I'd give that 5 minutes dripping that way, I'd spin it round, get another 5 minutes dripping other way, and let that all blend in, but and just go and have a cup of coffee or something, and it'd blend in even nicer. But for sake of today, you can't sit waiting for it to dry natural. So here we go. Giving it some power with hairdryer and blowing it that way up. Then I'm going to swap it over and get some power and blow it the other way. See if that helps a bit. Job's a good one. Right, let's get some designer's white designer's white wash now, and just start popping in some little waves and stuff. Say a little boat in there. Yeah, been watching, learning about transplants, and yeah, you can like say like if your kidneys get tired and that, you can have a kidney transplant. And if you say your heart got tired, you can have heart transplant. And say like if you're don't know if they do lungs, if your lungs got tired, you might be able to have a lung transplant. I don't know if they do lungs. They didn't do lungs on there, on this programme what I watched. They even had a face transplant. Someone had a face transplant. It got me thinking though, right, could you have a brain transplant? Because my brain ain't very good. It's never been any very good. When I was at school, my brain were always really what could only be described as a bit crap. Never really worked very good. It were alright at this sort of stuff, painting and that, but you know when it come to reading and writing and stuff, it were a bit crap. So it got me thinking, could they do a brain transplant? Because I thought, say if you got some scientist or something who's dead clever but he's getting old, right, maybe I could sort of con him. Because I could say, look, you've got your old body, what's not going to last forever, right? Why don't you put your brain in a new body, right? That way you can keep going and keep doing your scientific stuff, right? In a brand new body. Yeah. So he's probably going to think, you know what, I reckon he's on something here, right? Well, then what I could do, that would get me a new brain, wouldn't it? Because I'd then have his brain. They could put this old brain of mine into his old body, what's all decrepit and knackered and that. He can have this, and I get a brand new one, what's a scientist's brain what's dead clever. Brain transplants. So I thought, I wonder if they've done. I seen a face transplant. They've done a face transplant. So I thought, have they done a brain one? It didn't show anyone who'd had a brain one, but I was just thinking, if they can do a face, surely they can do a brain. And if they can, I'm going to try and, if there's anyone on here watching this who's a scientist, right, who's got a good brain, I'll swap you. So, brain transplants, that's what I've been thinking about. Who knows? Get me son a brand new working order brain. Look at that for them waves, look. Just building them up gently and enjoying me son. Waffling on about brains and stuff. Because I'm enjoying me son, you see. I didn't even know what I was doing. See how it's fading back here? That's where it does this, it fades as it dries. So I'll just stick a bit more on. But I want this to look faded, because it's further back, and then a few waves and stuff back there, little bits, not much, like that. That's look perfect at that, but I know it's going to weaken as it goes back, so put a bit more in. There we are, a bit more there. It's just a gentle little beachy bit. What I think I might do actually on these closer bits here, I'm going to use a bigger brush to get a bit more paint on. So, right, what we've got here? So we've got this here. I'm just trying to follow these little lines that's already here, really. Something like that. There's a bit of something there. Following these. If there's any natural lines where your paint colours flow and that, if you follow them, it's better than you making them up. Oh, what's happened like naturally, just in your paint, will always look better than out what you can deliberately put anywhere usually. It always usually does. I think, you know what, I think that might be enough. You could, like I say, it's up to you. If you're enjoying this, you could carry on and just keep putting more and more in, and eventually you'll have a completely white piece of paper again. Wicked. Look at that, that's alright, isn't it? It's looking alright. I think I need a thicker bit in because I know it's going to dry pale, so I'm going to put nice thick bit in there, look, and that looks a bit too strong at the minute, but I know when this dries that's going to dry a hell of a lot paler than that. You can see it drying paler already, you see. So when that dries properly, a few bits just out there like that, look. Maybe there's a bit there, mix blending in with that, and that bit there, look. That looks nice, doesn't it? There. You know what, I'll keep saying that'll do, and painting a bit more, because it's mint. But I can't take up all day your time, so that will do. I'll leave it at that. Right, now then, shall we have I dark enough to put in a white seabird? I don't know if I am. I don't think so. I think I'm going to put black ones on. They're not black, they just, well, they are black, but they're appearing black because in silhouette. In fact, I tell you what, I'm not going to do them black. I'm going to get cerulean blue, and that light red colour I was using, a bit of that purple, and make a sort of mixture out of them colours. And I put a bit of black in as well just to darken it, so it'd be like a purpley black. I think it's just gone black. I ain't got all day, so I'll stick it in anyway. That was a total waste of time. Not alright. Right, let's have, I want quite a big one. I'm going to have a big one. But, let's say there. It's big in there. Oh, well, look at that. Put a little head on it. Take that to a point. There, quite easy look. I just put a little head on when I'm doing closer like that. So, and then let's have a couple more just. I don't know as that's Peter and Paul, because I think these are seagulls. Right, let's pop a BD there. B, D. Notice how I've gone quite far up, so when my frame goes in, you can still see it. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. just in there. Put a little bit for the boat. Do I need hotels? You can go in and do some little dots for little pebbles and stuff if you want. Do a few little white ones, a few dark ones. It's up to you. I'm going to leave it at that. You've got more time to fiddle about than what I've got. But there you are. That's not a bad looking picture, is it? I'll see you on beach. In it.